suburbs I learned to drive, and they told me we'd never survive. Grab your mother's keys, we're leaving. You always seem so sure that one day we'd fight in a suburban war. Your part of town against mine, so we're standing on the opposite shore. But by the time the first bombs fell, we were already bored. We were already bored. Sometimes I can't believe it. I'm moving past the feeling. Sometimes I can't believe it. I'm moving past the feeling again.
I really love Wynn's songwriting and the band in general.
In my dreams we're still running and screaming through the yard.
I feel like he's articulating something very specific form of anxiety that people who are kind of in this transitional generation kind of experience on a low-grade basis day to day.
Meant nothing at all, it meant nothing. Sometimes I can't believe it.
He's walking an interesting tightrope to me between things that are very singular and personal, and then framing it in this crazy kind of macro, epic, bombastic kind of way.
So can you understand why I want a daughter while I'm still young? I wanna hold her hand and show her some beauty before all this damage is done.
On some level, the suburbs really represent like stepping out of the Vedic circle.
Too much to ask.
You know, we're really supposed to be getting eaten by bears. That's like the place, you know, in the natural, holistic world, that's like where we belong on the food chain, but we've chosen to step outside of that so that we can live forever and, you know, remove ourselves from the world of natural consequences. And you give up a lot in order to live that way. And I guess in some way, you know, the suburbs kind of represent that.
In my dreams we're still screaming. In my dreams we're still screaming.
Hey, welcome to CBC Music Backstage Pass. Tonight, we're sneaking in to an old garage workshop in East Vancouver with a man as mysterious as his name, Father John Misty. For a man in his mid-30s, Father John Misty has lived a lot of lives.
Oh, I just love the kind of woman.
He was raised as Josh Tillman in a strictly religious household in Rockville, Maryland. Josh wasn't allowed to listen to secular music unless it had a spiritual spin. That's when he discovered Bob Dylan's Slow Train Comin', and everything changed. In his teens, he left the church and his family. In his 20s, Josh found himself in Seattle, writing sad songs as Jay Tillman. He released 5 records of utter catharsis, but his tortured artist persona wasn't garnering any real attention. And then, magic.
Sunlight over me no matter what I do.
The successful folk band Fleet Foxes were about to go on a worldwide tour, and they needed a drummer. Josh was a drummer, and that was that. Josh Tillman spent 4 wild years on the road with Fleet Foxes, but by 2011, he needed a change. Again. So he left the band, he left Seattle, and he drove south. Legend has it, Josh found himself naked in a tree in Big Sur, deep into a vision quest, scratching his head like an ape. And then it hit him. Just be yourself. Write music as your sarcastic, swaggering, shamanic self, and Father John Misty was born.
Ancient holy wars, dead religions, holocausts, new regimes, old ideas. That's now myth, that's now real.
He claims the name itself doesn't have any meaning. He picked the moniker because it was patently absurd and it sounded good. Funny, you could say the exact same thing about the man himself. 2 albums in, he's got a foothold on all things surreal, surly, and sardonic.
Oh, and no one ever knows the real you, and life is brief. So I've heard, but what's that got to do with this atom bomb and me? Coliseum families, the golden era of TV. Eunuch sluts, consumer slaves, arose by any other name. Carbon footprint, incest dreams, fuck the mother in the green. Planet cancer, sweet revenge, isolation, online friends. Oh, and love is just an institution based on human frailty. But what's your paradise gotta do with Adam and Eve? Maybe love is just an economy based on resource scarcity. But what I fail to see is what that's gotta do with you and me.
Check out our YouTube channel to discover more cool new music and to watch performances by some of your favorite artists. Coming up, a sentimental love song by a guy who cannot stand sentimental love songs.
But I love you, honey bear.
Plus, Father John Misty takes us to the resting place of some of Hollywood's biggest stars when Backstage Pass continues. Welcome back to CBC Music Backstage Pass. Tonight, we're exploring the many incarnations of Father John Misty. From a young Christian kid who wasn't allowed to listen to pop music, to sad songwriter Jay Tillman, to drummer of Fleet Foxes, to Father John Misty. And now, to a husband deep in love. On Father John Misty's debut record, Fear Fun, he wrote the lyric, "Every man needs a companion, someone to console him like I need you." He had barely put down the pen when he popped out to the store to buy some smokes. In the parking lot at the Laurel Canyon Country Store, he met a photographer named Emma Garr. Within months, their lives were completely entwined. And the sarcastic, unsentimental Father John Misty found himself writing a sincere love song in spite of himself. It's the title track off his second record, I Love You, Honey Bear.
Honey bear, honey bear, honey bear, ooh, mascara blood. Passion come on the Rorschach sheets where we make love. Honey bear, honey bear, honey bear. Ooh, fuck the world, damn straight malaise. It may be just us who feel this way. But don't ever doubt this, my steadfast conviction. My love, you're the one I wanna watch the ship go down with. The future can't be real, I barely know how long a moment is, unless we're naked or getting high on the mattress while the global market crashes. As death fills the streets, we're garden variety, oblivious. And you grab my hand and say, and I told you so voice, it's just how we expected. Everything is doomed, and nothing will be spared. But I love you, honey bear. Honey bear, honey bear, honey bear. Ooh, ooh. Oh, you're bent over the altar, and the neighbors are complaining that the misanthropes next door are probably conceiving a Damien. Don't they see the darkness rising? Good luck fingering oblivion. We're getting out now while we can. You're welcome, boys, have the last of the smokes and chicken. Just one Cadillac will do to get us out to where we're going. I brought my mother's depression, you've got your father's scorn and a wayward and schizophrenia. But everything is fine. Don't give in to despair, 'cause I love you, honey bear. Jesus Christ, girl, what are people gonna think when I show up to one of several funerals I've attended for Grandpa this week? With you, with me, someone's gotta help me dig. Someone's gotta help me dig. Jesus Christ, girl, it hasn't been long, so it seems, since I was picking out an island and a tomb for you at the Hollywood Cemetery. You kissed on me. We should let this dead guy sleep. Really, we should let this dead guy sleep. Jesus Christ, girl, I laid up for hours in a daze, retracing the expanse of your American back. Adderall and weed in my veins. You came, I think, 'cause the marble made my cheeks look pink. Yeah, but I'm unsure of so many things. Someone's gotta help me dig. Someone's gotta help me dig. Someone's gotta help me dig.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get to know your favorite artists and watch more amazing performances by the best of the best in Canadian music. Coming up, Father John Misty's punny and poetic take on the Bruce Springsteen classic Born in the USA.
How many people rise and say,
There's nothing about innocence in that song. It's about passivity.
glad to be here.
That's when Backstage Pass continues. Welcome back to CBC Music Backstage Pass. Tonight, we're delving deep with an intellectual mystic who finds joy in being jaded, the elusive Father John Misty. Now, don't let the easy listening vibe of his music fool you. He's got a lot to say, particularly about the US of A, in this punny take on a Springsteen classic.
How many people rise and say, my brain's so awfully glad to be here for yet another mindless day.
There's nothing about innocence in that song. It's about passivity, you know. And it's not for wishing for a world that you used to have. It's wishing for a world that has been like advertised to you ideologically, that you've never actually existed in, that you've never actually appreciated the benefits of. It's primarily about passivity, about this idea like, well, I have this birthright as an American, you know, I'm like owed this certain quality of life.
Is this the part where I get all I ever wanted? Who said that? Can I get my money back?
I think at some point it was easier to believe in that ideology, but I think, you know, especially, you know, within the last 10 years, that has been exposed as kind of being the farce that it is. But people are still, but it's like in our, it's like that thing exists like on a subatomic level in Americans, where there's always this suspicion that they're owed something better than they have.
And they gave me a useless education and a subprime loan on a craftsman home. Keep my prescriptions filled, and now I can't get off, but I can kind of deal with being bored in the USA. Just a little.
That's it for tonight's episode of CBC Music Backstage Pass. Thanks so much to Father John Misty for joining us. Thanks to BB Gun Leather for hosting us in East Vancouver. And thanks to you at home for watching. You can connect with us about tonight's show using the hashtag CBCMusicBSP. We would love to hear from you. Go to cbcmusic.ca for the best of the best in Canadian music. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more live performances and behind-the-scenes interviews. I'm Talia Schlanger. See you next time.